Okay, so this is the next installment in the book covers series. So this cover we're going to be using a silhouette in our design, which is very, very popular. I'm just going to go over a couple of the different covers that I have found and how common this using a silhouette in the picture is in book covers today. So here's one. Um, and let's see. Whoops. Here's another one. This one has the silhouette against another picture. There's a couple of different layers in this one. Here's one, a guy's running away. Here's another one. Okay. You can see they're all very similar, but yet each one looks completely different. They have their own unique style. Okay. So as you can see, this is a very popular um, theme that people use, or a trope, whatever you want to call it. Here's another guy running away. And this is the one I was using for my inspiration, the dark bones. So let's go over to Gimp. Where is my Gimp here? Let's see. Here it is. Okay. So I have all of my elements. I got this silhouette from depositphotos.com. I got this background from depositphotos.com, and this already has a blue cast to it, which is going to make things very easy. And this is my inspiration. So the first thing I'm going to do is come over here and pretty much do the same thing we did in the last book cover. I'm going to add an alpha channel and then make a duplicate and then make this one invisible. And then on this picture, I'm going to remove the background. So I'm going to use um, the same tool we used last time. What this one is, select by color tool. Okay. All right. Okay. Now that one has removed almost everything except for, let's see here, a little spot or two here. Now, I can tell that there are little bits of color that still remain on this, and I'm going to show you how you can get rid of it. It's a good way to check to make sure that you're rid of everything. So I'm going to add another layer and call this color background. And let's say I'm going to make this red. Okay, and make sure I'm on the right layer, and take the paint bucket and color it in with the background color. Now I'm going to move this one down underneath the, or between, or underneath, I'm sorry, underneath the figure here. Okay, and as you can see how there are certain spots here that haven't been erased 100%. So I'm going to click on, make sure I'm on the layer with the silhouette, click on the erase tool, and then erase all of these spots here that didn't erase enough. Okay, and now when you're doing this for your cover, you're going to go in and be a lot more careful than I'm being right now. I don't want to take too much time and bore you too much, so I'm going quickly over this. Okay, I think that's good enough for our purposes. So I don't need this red background anymore, so I'm going to delete it. And then I'm going to export this, export as, and then I'm going to call it DP Woman Walking on Trans for transparency. Now I always name the pictures I get from deposit photos with a DP, so I always know where the picture came from. All right, and before I save this, I'm going to change this from JPG to PNG so that it will keep the transparent background. If I saved it as a JPG, what happens is it makes the background white. So then that defeats the whole purpose. So you have to save it as a PNG. Okay, so now let's open up a new image, and I'm going to choose the Amazon ebook cover. Here are the dimensions, 1600 by 2560. And I'm going to choose a transparent background. All right, and now, what is this called here? Bluish Forest Walkway. Okay, open as a layer, Bluish Forest Walkway. Okay. All right. Now, so it's much bigger than the cover, so I'm going to click on the scale tool and scale it down a bit. I'm scaling it down a little bit at a time because I want it to have a little bit of a foreground. So I'm going to click on the M to move it and then scale it down like this. Okay, I think that might be good for right now. Okay, and now we're going to pull in the woman on transparency. Okay, open as layer. All right, let's see. All right, now I have to put her up one layer. There she is. Okay, so I'm going to scale her down. Okay. Now, in my inspirational cover, I noticed that this figure takes up about a third of the cover. So I'm going to use this as a way of using the same scale. So she is filling in about a third of the cover. Okay, so knowing that I'm going to be putting my author name at the bottom and the title on top, I'm going to move her up just a bit because I want to leave room for my little guides here so that I know I'm not going to get into any trouble later on when I upload to KDP. Okay, so here we go. All right, now I'm going to go over here for my inspiration, and I'm going to take my orange color from this book and go over here, and we'll call this book The Found Bones. How about that? Okay, so I'll click on the text tool. Okay, we'll call it The Found Bones. All right, so let's see. Maybe we'll try trebuchet this time. Okay, and we'll do this 250. All right. All right, now I'm going to also spread these letters out a little bit. So right over here in the toolbox, you can see that you can space the letters out a bit. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to bring them in like this a little bit. Okay, so I like that. That looks okay. I'm not going to spend too much time on the font because you're going to all choose your own font and have different titles. Okay, so that's the title. And now we're going to put the Going to move this one up just a teeny bit. And we'll put the author name. Okay, so I think I'll use white for the author's name. Okay, and then we'll use a slightly different font here. Let's go back and use the Times New Roman. Okay, so we'll do here, we'll do author. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to make this 0.00. And the same thing with this, 0.00. Okay, so we have the author name here. All right, now I'm going to go to the background and then use the Align tool. And we'll align the title, and we'll align the author name in the center. Okay, and she's a little bit off center because I think it looks better like that. But this title I'm going to make a little bit bigger. So it fills it in a little bit more. And realign it here. Okay. All right, so that's the second cover that we've done. And as you can see, it looks very, I mean, it looks in the same class as this one, I think. So anyway, that's our second book cover. So I'll see you in the next video.